Hi, friends and family. How are you this evening? I'm so sorry. I'm running late. I had a whole thing with work because work is working. Yes, I work the weekends. It sucks a little bit, but it's going to be fine. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming through to this episode of Room Full of Blerds. I hope the weekend has been treating everybody perfectly wonderful, aside from me. But on the bigger and happy things, tonight it's going to be a little bit special. It's my wheelhouse. It is my home away from home, even though I'm home. This evening, we are going to be talking about Star Wars in honor of Star Wars Day, which is May the 4th be with you. So let's get started. Um, oh gosh. Okay. So there is this thing called Star Wars Celebration for those of you that don't know. And they've been having it every year. Oof, at least, I want to say at least for the last 10 years. And then COVID happened, of course, so it got paused for a little bit, but it's back. And this year was spectacular as far as just all of these new announcements that are coming out. And I'm going to get into them. But first, let me post up who I am for those of you that don't know. Um, I am Lady Mandalore in this wonderful universe. I have a chat room that I hold every Saturday night. Pardon me. No, I have a chat room that I hold every first Saturday of the month at 9 p.m. on a little app called Fanbase, which is right there. Um, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys ever want to come through, basically, I just talk about stuff like this. Um, we go over all pop culture stuff that goes on through the month, and we talk about things that are upcoming or nerd stuff that only a special breed um, can chat about and get deeper into. But you can also follow me and find me on Instagram as Roomful of Birds, and I have a podcast called Child of Mandalore, which is I think is good. To be quite honest, it goes into the history of Mandalore as a system, as a planet. Um, would be right up your alley if you guys are still tuned in for this particular episode. It's pretty good. It gets pretty deep. That's what she said. Um, if you guys want to, you can also follow me on TikTok as Child of Mandalore. I put up some funny stuff up there every once in a while. I haven't been doing it too often recently, but I might make a resurgence. Who knows? All right, let's get into it. So this year, um, the Star Wars celebration, which was held in London, jolly old England, um, was action packed. Like there wasn't a dull moment. I was lucky enough to actually have the day off to sit through and watch all of the coverage for both. There were 4 total days, but I was lucky enough to sit through the weekend coverage of it, and I was not disappointed at all. Let's get into some of the things that are going to be coming to a theater near you and to your TV screens. So, our tried and true people. Andor is going to get a season 2. The Mandalorian, of course, is coming back for a 4th illustrious season. And we're also going to get another season of The Bad Batch. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. But Andor wasn't really my cup of tea. I know everybody else was going off about it, but it wasn't. I liked the very first episode. It definitely had a lot of intrigue. You got that sense of that spy thriller kind of situation absolutely in that first episode, but then after that it kind of petered off, and then it turned into like a heist show for me, and then like 2 breakouts. It was okay. The very final breakout, which involved a prison, I don't want to give it away in case nobody's watched it yet, that arc, that was that I for me that was one of the best parts of the show. um and heartbreaking as well. You guys should definitely give it a try. You've got plenty of time to catch up on it. I believe it's only about, I think it's 8 episodes actually. Might be a few more. I need to actually look that up really quickly. Um, Series on, let me see, how many do we have? Season one. Ooh, 3 episodes. You know what? I can't find it, and it's taking too long for me to look it up. But I'll talk about The Mandalorian because this third season, top tier, top tier. I loved every single episode. Even oh god, even the one where it was basically them on the oh, not even to say even the episode with Lizzo and Jack Black making a like 5-minute guest appearance. That episode was really good. It gave a little bit of insight into what happened to the droids after the war ended. Well, after the Empire took over, they were kind of cast aside. It was a little sad, and I was very surprised by Christopher Lloyd's appearance. But that's not the best part of the series. I don't want to give it. Oh, I'm torn. I kind of want to talk about it. I don't want to give it away, but oh god, it is so good. If you guys want to know, if you want to know kind of what happened after the Empire left, if you are in the know about it, if you want to find out more about what happened, uh, or more, I can't talk. I'm exhausted. If you want to find out more about what happened with Mandalore, you, I highly recommend. You can watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars. You can actually do a search for the episodes that involve Mandalore by itself, or you could listen to my podcast. It's a nice, easy listen. It's like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes at the most for 3 episodes. I'm gonna add some more, but if you want to get caught up on what has happened just before the Empire came in and kind of kicked some butt, definitely want to look at that. But the ending for this series is amazing. There's so much potential, and I can't wait. I loved the way that they kind of gave you a sense of what the origin of the Mandalorians was. This is basically it's kind of a backstory in of itself too. They showed um, the beast, the Mandalore, which is spelled completely different. Oh god, they did a really excellent job with this season. Definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Even if you don't go back and watch season one, if you've never watched it at all, um, season three is a really good semi origin story about Mandalore. Very light origin story. Take a lot of liberties, but it's really good. And then the Bad Batch is coming back for its final season. And I'm this current season that just passed. I distraught over animated characters. Distraught. Um, it was a little bit slow in the beginning, but the stakes kept getting higher and higher and higher. And it's kind of been taking that kind of pace for each season. Season one, definitely high stakes. You know, the Empire is kind of out there looking for them because they're supposed to fall in line and they didn't. Um, but now, since we have our lady clone, it's ooh, with all of these stories that are coming out and the way that they're trying to, it feels like they're trying to tie together um the stories of those movies which shall not be named, and they're doing a very delicate and and they're taking a complicated situation and handling it very delicately. I think they're doing a good job. I think it's going to be a tough landing no matter what they do, but between Andor, The Mandalorian, and The Bad Batch, there is definitely a bigger story that's starting to come together, um, to kinda go in to try to make up for what happened in that last movie, um, ugh, The Rise of Skywalker. And on that note, we're getting 3 new movies over the course of several years. Um, I am I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I'm a little bit scared for one particular movie, but I'm gonna go through them individually. So, none of them have titles yet. No production has started on any of them, but we are getting a movie that takes place in the past. We're getting one movie that takes place in the semi present, maybe a little bit future ish because nothing has happened really yet. And then we're getting a definitely in the future, definitively in the future movie. So the first movie that takes place in the past is going to be directed by James Mangold. Um, his name rang a bell. I couldn't figure out who he was, so of course I did some research. He directed Wolverine, the Wolverine, pardon me, uh, Logan, and he's also going to be directing he has directed Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which I'm still on the fence about that, but that's a different story. We're not going to talk about that. Um, those movies are really big as far as having this big actiony kind of energy. It's very fast paced in my mind. There's definitely a lot of running in those 3 movies. Even in Logan, there's a lot of running. So I'm wonder oh, by the way, this movie takes place 25,000 years in the past. It's basically the origin story of the Jedi. I'm I'm very curious to see where this goes because there's there's definitely some experimentation that can be had when it comes to the light and the dark side of the force. So I'm very curious to see if they're going to show the origin story of the dark side because you can't have the light without the dark. I'm hoping to see like maybe an origin story of the Sith too, potentially. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Oof. Okay. So, second movie. Stepdaddy Filoni will be directing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is his first feature live action movie that we are getting from someone that created Star Wars or helped to build, I should say, the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series and somebody that helped to create Star Wars Rebels. Oh, he gave birth to Ahsoka. Oh my god, like that is amazing. Oh shit. By the way, also did episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated one, not the live one. I believe he's going to be talking about, or he's going to be delving into the last remains of the Empire. So we're going to see the Empire kind of getting pushed out and then the New Republic taking over. But he is actually going to be pulling together those 3 stories I was talking to you guys about earlier. He's pulling together Andor, he's pulling together The Mandalorian, and he's pulling together, I believe he's going to pull in the Bad Batch in some way, shape, or form too. I can't wait. I can't wait. I know that movie I have absolutely no issues about, and I cannot wait to see it. Final one might be a little messy. Um, uh, Final movie is going to take place 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker. We are going to be talking about Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order. Do with that what you will. I'm not confident in that movie. I'm not gonna lie. Um, depending on how those other two movies go and how they try to wrap up those three series, um, the Bad Batch, Mandalorian, and well, we know how Andor ends. That's irrelevant. I'm not sure about this movie. I'm not sure about this movie. It's gonna be directed by, oh gosh, the woman that directed Miss Marvel for Disney Plus, the Disney Plus series. Um, I looked into a few of her other movies. Oh, the director's name is Charmin Charmin Obey Chinoy, Pakistani director, lovely lady. She actually created, uh, I think, one of the first Pakistani animation studios, and they produced this 15-minute short film that's actually on Netflix. Netflix. It's called Sitara, Sitara. It's a 15-minute animated short. It is. It's good. It's good. It is. It's not a silent short, but there's no dialogue, so it's all just visual storytelling, and she does it really really well. Like it. Oh, fuck. The end of that short story is painful. It is so sad. It's so sad. And I like I don't want to think that the way that that story ended happens, but I know it happens. I know it's part of that culture. Um, but basically, the plea in that movie, or the message in that movie, is to let girls dream. That's basically the tagline. Um, it's about a 14-year-old girl, basically told through the eyes of her younger sister, and she wants to become a pilot, but she lives in Pakistan, and girls don't do that. They don't do that. So it's very well done. The artistry is on par with Disney or Pixar. It is absolutely incredible. Definitely give it a look. It's a quick view. It doesn't take any like extra brain cells to process, and it's only 15 minutes. Everybody's got 15 minutes. I had 15 minutes to watch it at work today when I shouldn't have been. So give it a shot. It's definitely worth looking at. Plus, you can get a sense of the type of energy that she wants to present. And I think this director is the fact that she could tell a story and get her artists to portray the story so well without using any dialogue. And by the way, Miss Marvel, complete storytelling. Um, and as everybody knows, I'm a story whore. You give me a good story, I will. You can have your way with me. Oh, God, it's so good. So those are our three feature length live action films that we're going to be getting um, in a couple of years, starting in a few years. Oh gosh, I can't wait. Y'all have my money immediately, even though you broke my heart with those last three movies. Last That final movie, you broke my heart. The first two, I gave y'all some hope. I was looking at you like, all right, I see where you're going, but that landing was trash. Okay, on to some brand new TV shows like The Acolyte. I am here for this show. I'm gonna try to screen share for the first or third time, and I hope it comes through the right way. But this show has me in its grips. I'm not gonna lie. I am very curious to see how the show is going to go. Um, Basically, it follows the dark side of the Force in its last gasp throughout the galaxy, and of course, there's one person that is holding on to dear life to keep this thing going. And this cast, I'm here for it. So you have Amanda Stenberg. You know her from ooh, what is it? The Hate You Give. She was also in, I believe it might have been, no, it wasn't Maze Runner. It was the other movie with the white girl running through the woods. Ooh, Lord. Um, I'm terrible at this, y'all. Pardon me. I'm gonna have to look her up on the fly because life be lifing. All right. What else was she in? I'm gonna see if I can bring up some photos of her for y'all as well. That's gonna be very helpful. She was also in, I think I can find, yeah, Hunger Games. That's what it was. She was in the Hunger Games and The Hate You Give, and oh, she was on an episode of Drunk History. I actually have to find that. She played Elizabeth Eckford. I'm immediately gonna go find that and watch that because I love Drunk History. It makes me it does make me laugh, and it teaches me things. So, Amanda Stenberg. You're gonna have Lee Jung Jae. That is the main dude from Squid Games. You also have Manny Jacinto. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm really sorry if I'm not. He was actually the fake monk dude in The Good Place. He's funny. He's funny. But apparently he's gonna be a Jedi in this show. So I'm really, and he's very um 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 well, not animated. What's the word I want to use? He knows how to use his body. That's the most polite way I can put that. He's kind of hot too, but that's just for me and you. Other person that's going to be in this, I don't know if she's going to be a good guy or a bad guy. I would be very, I kind of want her to be a bad guy. Daphne Keene, who played X-23 in Logan. She is a lot more grown up since then, obviously. I'm I can't remember if she was a good guy or a bad. I think she's a good guy. I have a feeling she's a good guy, but I really want her to be bad. I want her to play a villain someday. And then we also have Dean Charles Chapman, who was Tommen in Game of Thrones. Pretty sure he's a good guy too. And last but not least, Jodie Turner Smith, my little chocolate lady, who married Pacey of all people for all of my Dawson's Creek like stands out there. I had no idea Pacey was pulling chicks like this. She pretty. She's something pretty. I have to look. I gotta show y'all some pictures of this cast because I mean everybody looks good. There is not a bad looking person on this entire cast. Let me see if I can find that. But in the meantime, I let me know what y'all think in the comments about this show. Have y'all seen anything? Have y'all heard any rumors about what's going to be going down? Any like behind the scenes stuff that you might want to accidentally put in the comments? Let me get a heads up on and start a discussion about. That would be cool. Sheesh. But yeah, I this show is going to be, I love a dark show and I also like the dark side. So I am very, very, very excited to see what the Acolyte is actually going to bring. Ooh. Oh, and then the villains that are in this, I believe it's you know what? It's Rebecca Henderson. I believe she's the villain in this. She's murking motherfuckers out here. Pardon me for cursing. If you got kids, tell them to leave the room. There will be more. But oh god, I'm very excited for that show. I'm more excited for another show, but I'm going to wait till the end to talk about that one because, yeah, if you can't guess which one it is, you're silly. Yeah, I wonder where they're going to go with the Acolyte. I would really, I don't even know what time period this is going to take place in. I think it's I think it's also one of those, oh no, it is. It is towards the end of it's when the dark side is starting to lose officially their hold on the galaxy. But I'm curious. I'm really curious if there's going to be a crossover with anybody. Um, hope so. So, next show up is called The Skeleton Crew, and it's basically a story about these kids that get stranded on the outskirts of the galaxy, which is where Mandalore is, by the way, on the outer rim, and they are trying to get back home. And it's actually going to be starring Jude Law, who's, I guess, ushering these kids through the galaxy as well. um I can't wait to see that. He makes a really good Jedi. Like, if you he's I want to say he's like baby Obi-Wan. He could have been a contender to be Obi-Wan. I think he actually would have made a pretty decent one. But I think he had a whole bunch of scandals when that was coming up, so not my business. Um okay, what else? All right. So Skeleton Crew. Oh, and what else is coming out? Forgot to put that up. My bad. I'll get used to it. I get better. I swear to God, it's going to be so much more fun. So, next thing that's up actually just came out, I believe, this past week. Vision season 2. Now, I haven't been able to watch all the episodes, but the two episodes that I did see are gripping. And I love the the expansion of what could potentially have force powers. I kind of always wondered about it. It's a little bit weird. I think it's still a little bit of a stretch. On that second episode that I saw, I'm still here for it though. It's I guess the lines between what is considered a sentient being, um, or what is a higher being, can be stretched. Like, what is it does ask the question: if something is created and it has some sense of autonomy, why wouldn't it have force powers? Why couldn't it have force powers? But then we get into midichlorians, and that's a whole other thing. I don't even think they want to talk about midichlorians since episode 1. I don't think anybody's mentioned it at all. I really wish they would delve back into that, though. That would be super cool. All right. Now, near and dear to my heart, Ahsoka. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait for Ahsoka. I cannot wait. It is going to be so freaking cool. It's going to be amazing. The fact that, oh my gosh, the fact that mm, the fact that they are basically telling the story of the rebels. We're getting basically a season 5 of Rebels with Ahsoka. They've got Harrison Dula. I think Chopper actually showed up in one of the episodes of The Mandalorian on a sneak tip. So he's already been established. I know we're getting Ezra. I know we're getting Ezra. I'm pretty sure that they cast this kid already. Oh God, I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, and then they did there was also a, I guess, kind of a callback in The Mandalorian too, with the space whales. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to the first episode of season 3 of The Mandalorian. It's like within the first 15 minutes or so. Um, they're leaving so many breadcrumbs to Ezra coming back and the crew getting back. They basically already said that the crew is coming back. They're all getting back together. I can't wait for the show. Um, oh, there's one thing in the trailer that bothered me because I know Hera had a whole baby. She had a whole baby at the end of Rebels. Um, and if you don't know, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling you, but y'all had time. Get with it. Where is this baby? The baby is nowhere to be found. Ain't nobody said no words about this baby. I do not want to hear, oh, he's chilling with somebody out in the back. I don't want to hear nothing. I need them to make that make sense. Because Caleb, doom. needs to be handled with care. They better not just toss him to the side. Him and his baby. Oh, unless the baby looks like him a little bit and there's a little bit of CGI, that would be amazing. Oh my god, if there's time travel in this, we might get to see Caleb's baby grown up. If they could do Caleb's baby grown up and get Freddie Prinze Jr. to play Freddie's been a little bit quiet. I know he's got his little he loves his wrestling channel on Instagram. He's constantly talking about wrestling. That's cool. I need you to disappear and like pop up accidentally on purpose in this Ahsoka series. In some manner, shape, or form. I need my Freddie Prinze to show up. Oh god, that would be amazing. All right. So, oh, I'm sorry. There's one more person that I cannot wait to see because he, in my opinion, is far better than Darth Vader as a villain, even though he's kind of not a villain. This blue man, nothing to play with. I did not know. I know. Somebody go read this. This isn't even the first appearance of Thrawn in this book. Go read this book. And if you don't want to read that one, here, just you can skip to the end if you want to. I don't recommend it. I do believe this is required reading. He master strategist. It does not take him but a few tries to figure out who you is, what you are, and what you might think about doing. This motherfucker is playing 3D chess in the dark blindfolded with y'all. He is not one to mess with. So I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out how he's going to mess up Ahsoka. Cuz as far as I know, those two have not come together yet. And Ahsoka's on some I'm not trying to fight nobody, but I'll lay you out if I need to tip. So unless he's going to god, I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. So I have been talking for 30 minutes. That is fairly impressive. I was absolutely terrified I would not be able to hold on this long. But okay. So those are basically all of the series that are coming from Star Wars over the next few years. And not a lot of them, a few of them this year and more than a few going into 2024. Very excited. It is a wonderful time to be a Star Wars fan again. If you're sick of Marvel, come here. Just come here. We have cookies. We have cookies on this side. We have cookies and stories that are cohesive. And we're not strictly here for just the cash grab. But every time we put out a movie, we put out a hit. I'm just gonna say, except for the last three, we're not going to talk about that one. That doesn't count. So, but yeah, if you need a refresher, if you have so-called superhero fatigue, whatever that is, I just call it bad writing. Come to Star Wars. We are accepting new members every day, unless you're super toxic. Like I have yet to meet a toxic Star Wars fan. There are a lot more good Star Wars fans out there than there are the toxic ones. I'm really happy about that. I love being a Star Wars person. I really do. I'm more of a Mandalorian Sith type of person. Bad guys are just more fun. But overall, to be a part of the Star Wars community is very welcoming. Even if you're arguing about Jedis versus Sith, there is still a sense of community and love whenever you talk to somebody, unless they're being absolutely disrespectful. But then again, toxic fans very low in the realm of Star Wars. The loud ones, yes, but ultimately we got a nice little thing going here. Come join the family. We don't exclude. Mm. Bring blue milk. Anyway, all right. So with the Star Wars stuff out of the way, I am gonna go to my little section that I call comic code switching. Um, in where I go out into the world and look for comics that love us back, and give us an opportunity to start going to worlds that we can identify with. So for tonight, this one's a little bit out of this world, but it is in keeping with the space theme, if you will. This comic called Monarch. It is written by Rodney Barnes, along with Alex Linz and Luis NCT. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. That do the art. This is a good one. This is a good one. It basically takes place in Compton. What It's all about these little kids here. I don't know if my light is gonna work or not, or work against me here, but it's about these little kids. And the short version, the short description I can give, there's an alien invasion. They only have each other to look out for. At least in this issue. The drawing is excellent. The cliffhanger in that first book, I'm going out tomorrow to get the second book. I need to find out what happens to one of those kids in that book. It's really good. Highly recommend it. If you have more questions about it, please ask me, because I'm just thinking off of the top of my head. I just happened to read it today. It's free comic book day. Da, 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 da. And I like it. Like they can have my money as long as they keep the story going well. If they can pull me in off of one book, you can have my money. I'm thoroughly invested in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get it online. If not, definitely look it up at your local comic book store. They still need y'all out there. The brick and mortar stores are taking some heavy hits still, especially with the internet being as easy to read your comic books as usual. But if you get the brick and mortar stuff, I don't know if it's just me. I used to think people were weird that just had to have a book in their hand in order to read. I have turned into that person completely by accident. There is something about holding a book, either a book or a comic, in your hand that fully immerses you so much better than just sitting and staring at your phone. But that's just me. I don't care how y'all accept it or take or find that comic. Y'all need to go out there and support it, because they like us, they care, they get our jive and all that stuff. All right, 38 minutes. That's not too bad. I thought that I was gonna have to go on for an hour, but I feel like this is a good place to stop, especially since I have no guests. And I'm extremely exhausted. As usual, I will post all the places that you can find me right there at the bottom of the screen. I will be back next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably with a guest, because we need to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I need my therapy session. I'm going to send James Gunn my bill, because that man tore me asunder with that movie. I might, with so much hesitation, because I'm still in my feelings about seeing this movie, I might say this is the best MCU movie to date. And that is saying a lot, because I do love these shows. I love these movies. I do love these movies. Except for the one with Love and Thunder. Nah, fuck you, Taika. You did us wrong. You did us dirty. I don't ever want to see you again. And I hate the fact that you are touching my Star Wars pudding with your BS. I'm hateful a little bit. I have a grudge. I can hold a grudge. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait to see y'all next week. We're gonna go into a deep dive about, maybe not a deep dive, but we're gonna go into the movie Guardians of the Galaxy. We are going to be talking about Phase 5 and I guess where we're going from here. And we're absolutely talking about James Gunn because that man is a maestro. He needs to be celebrated right now. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming to a room full of Blerds. Uh, Peace, blessings, manifestings. I'll see y'all next week. Take it easy.